All right, this is news that's just coming in from London. It's been a setback for the 46-year-old former naval officer Ravi Shankaran, accused in the Naval War Leaks case. A Westminster court has dismissed his plea and asked the Secretary of State to decide on his extradition. He's accused of leaking classified information from the Indian War Room to arms dealers. He's been absconding since this case was registered by the CBI in March 2006. So, does it mean that he's now going to be extradited to India? That's something we are going to try and find out. What it looks like at the moment is that a court in Westminster has now dismissed his plea and asked the Secretary of State in the UK to decide on his extradition. India is looking for him in connection with that high-profile Naval War Leaks case. That case was registered by the CBI in March 2006, and Shankaran has been absconding ever since and has been living in the United Kingdom. If he's extradited, then he'll be, of course, handed over to the CBI for a probe into this case. He is a close relative of the then Naval Chief Admiral Arun Prakash and has faced an Interpol red corner notice since 2006 before he was arrested by the Metropolitan Police in London. That's what we are getting to know at this point. This court announcing its verdict on Ravi Shankaran's extradition in the Naval War Leaks case. This court in Westminster. The 46-year-old former naval officer is accused of leaking classified information from the Indian War Room to arms dealers. The case has been sent to his appeal, in fact, has been turned down by the court, and the court has now said that the Secretary of State can decide whether to extradite him to India, where the CBI, of course, wants to get his custody to interrogate him in connection with that Naval War Room Leaks case. As we are reporting, he is a close relative of the then Naval Chief Admiral Arun Prakash and has faced an Interpol red corner notice since the year 2006. That's just before he was arrested by the Metropolitan Police in London. Sanjay Suri on the phone line with us. Sanjay, what did the court say while giving its verdict in this case? Sanjay, if you can hear us, what did the court say while turning down his appeal?
Well, the court said that the extradition proceedings launched by the CBI have enough validity for them to be sent to the next stage, which will be the Secretary of State. So the Secretary of State will now have to take a call whether to issue extradition orders against Ravi Shankaran or not. But the matter had been held up in court here for quite some time now because he had been arguing that the case should not be entertained at all. So the CBI case now has crossed that first hurdle and is now going to be heard by the Secretary of State.
Is there any further hurdle in terms of getting the custody of Ravi Shankaran, for the CBI getting his custody?
Well, this is where we are now. We are at the stage where finally the government can now take a call whether to extradite him or not. So far he had been resisting even that process itself. So the process, in a sense, had not begun. Ravi Shankaran had been able to stall it quite successfully for quite a while. So now the Secretary of State will decide, and that will still not mean extradition, even if the Secretary of State rules that he should be extradited, because he can then go in appeal to the High Court against such a ruling. And if that were to happen, the High Court would have to confirm the ruling, and only then could we see extradition, though that may still be quite some time off. Months, if not years. All
right, Sanjay Suri, thanks for that clarification. Then it's just a first step in a situation where India could be looking at Ravi Shankaran's extradition in that connection with that Naval War Room Leaks case.